Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. A tiny baby, just weeks old, kidnapped from his own home. And the suspect, a young woman posing as a state worker. What a terrifying ordeal for mom and dad. Jacksonville, Florida. Cops say a woman pretending to work for Child Protective Services followed the couple home from the hospital, even threatened to call police if they didn't turn over their baby boy. Mom and dad are from Haiti, and police say that this woman showed paperwork to them, her ID, had a badge, fake of course, and then the threats. And the baby's dad was convinced he would never see his son again.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle from God, so because nobody will think I will get my baby back. Everybody say that you won't get it back, so I told them, you know what, that's your thought, but it's not God's thought. I know I'm gonna have him back.
Prayers answered for that family. Now, several hours later, after a sleepless night for mom and dad, he said he cried all night, by the way, police found the baby that next morning, safe and sound, arrested a 19-year-old girl. That's who was responsible for this. Joining us to talk about it, Vicki Pierre, reporter for Prime News affiliate WJXT. Also with us, Sheriff John Rutherford, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Vicki, let me start with you. Have you spoke to the family, and what are their emotions like now that after going through such a horrific ordeal?
Yeah, Mike, we've been out here all day long. We spoke with them as soon as the baby came home and throughout the day. And, you know, like you said they cried all night long because they just had no idea if they would see their little boy again. And once police gave them that great news, it was such a huge relief. This family, as you mentioned, from Haiti, they have a very big extended family here in town, lots of friends through their church. So all night, people praying, just hoping for the best. But now that this baby is back, we spoke to the mom. She did not want to let go of that little boy. She just held him all afternoon, no matter what he was doing, crying, acting up. She is so grateful he's back. And she says now, because of all of this, she's going to be really careful about who approaches their home and who she opens the door to.
Yeah, I mean, and who could blame them? You see that cute little baby. Let's bring in Sheriff John Rutherford. Sheriff, how were you able to track down this 19-year-old basically in a matter of hours? Sheriff?
Yes, can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead. How were you able to track down the 19-year-old, Sheriff?
Really through some very good forensic and investigative work, utilizing an awful lot of technology, as you can imagine, like our automated fingerprint identification system. And then once we identified the potential suspect, Jasmine White, then we were able to use our Northeast Florida Links database, which is a very comprehensive database. And our crime analysis unit was actually able to find 5 possible addresses for the suspect. And using a task force approach from the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, along with my officers, we hit all 5 locations simultaneously. And luckily enough, Detective Margot Radigan and Detective Dennis Sullivan went to an address on Cabot Lane. And actually, the suspect, believe it or not, the suspect answered the door wearing the exact same clothes which we had observed her wearing in a video when she had been following the family inside Shands Hospital here in Jacksonville.
So baby was okay, right, Sheriff?
Yes, the baby was fine and appeared to be well taken care of.
Why would she do this? A 19-year-old?
Well, she had apparently faked the pregnancy with her mother, whom she lives with, and she had told her mother that while she was in Tampa visiting, she had unexpectedly delivered this baby and had come back to town and was staying with her mom. She'd actually told her mom that this was a female baby. It was all dressed in pink. And we suspect that she probably did that because the mother was going to hear about a missing male child on TV, I'm sure. And so Detective Sullivan said, well, you know, the baby looks like she needs a diaper change. And so the grandmother, potential grandmother, says, well, yeah, I think you're right. They go to change the diaper, and it's a little boy. And she was astounded.
I'm sure. Well, great police work on all fronts. It's old-fashioned police work, getting the fingerprint, coupling that with some modern technology. Great job there. And again, you know, one thing we didn't get a chance to get into, this is a common ploy. We see someone from another country, language barrier, that's who becomes a target. We saw that in Florida and in Tennessee. But again, happy ending
Yeah,
to that story.
That was a challenge, and Mike, I would caution anyone that never turn over a child to anyone until you are absolutely, positively sure who that individual is, and if you have a question, call the police.
Yeah, that's great
the
advice.
Police come out before you turn that child over.
Great advice to parents out there. Sheriff, great work. Vicki, thank you as well. Coming up, huge water cooler topic. A young child